To get money, you must be able to create something that people really want and that it adds value to their lives. And it really allows them to say, oh, I would rather have that thing you made than my money. And that is very hard to do. Since it's very hard to do and may not work, that the only thing that makes sense is to, instead of asking yourself the question, what would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? Flip it. The odds of you failing are basically 100%. So what would I do and love every day, even if I were failing? And if you do that and it has massive potential upside, now you can't lose.
We're here at Vid Summit 2023, and I'm with a special guest, Tom. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for joining me. So for people that don't know who you are, living under a rock, briefly explain who you are, introduce yourself, what you've been able to produce and create.
Yep. So the name is Tom Bilyeu, co-founded Quest Nutrition, took it from not existing to selling for $1 billion.
Billion.
Yes, indeed. When I exited that, I started a media company called Impact Theory. We do everything from comic books, video games to YouTube content. And our YouTube content, which is long form, has been viewed between our multiple channels, has been viewed about 500 million times.
Yeah. What really drives or inspires you to create and do what you do?
So I believe the only difference between me and the level of success that I've had and the average person is a set of ideas. Yeah. And so I am trying to get that set of ideas out into the world as fast as I can talk and hopefully have it impact as many lives as humanly possible.
Yeah. And Impact Theory, I think it's done so amazing. What has been the result of you doing Impact Theory? Talk about the mission of that a little bit.
Yeah, so the mission of our company is to ensure that we spread a growth mindset at scale through ideas and entertainment. So ideas side is YouTube. That's where we do our long form content. And then the entertainment side is video games, comic books. And the goal, is just to make sure that in a way that we already know people are going to be doing. So my wife and I always say, try to leverage behavior rather than change it. So we know people are going to play video games, read comic books, watch TV, watch movies. So let's create those things that have an empowering message at their core, because ultimately storytelling is really about themes. Yeah. And those themes can be about dumb stuff that doesn't make your life better. Or it can be things where if you take the advice presented by the mentor character, say in the movie, think Kung Fu Panda or Star Wars or The Matrix, if you listen to the mentor in any of those, your life will actually be better in real life. Yeah. So that's our goal.
I love how you're meeting people where they're at, right? You talk about, one point you chased money really hard for years.
Yes.
So for the people that are struggling, have an entrepreneurship audience, making, 40,000, 50,000, trying to break through, but money is an issue. What would you say in that time when you don't want to chase the money, knowing it's not the answer, but
not only that, it's just never effective. So to get money, you must be able to create something that people really want and that it adds value to their lives. And it really allows them to say, oh, I would rather have that thing you made than my money. And that is very hard to do. Since it's very hard to do and may not work, that the only thing that makes sense is to, instead of asking yourself the question, what would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? Flip it. The odds of you failing are basically 100%. So what would I do and love every day, even if I were failing? And if you do that and it has massive potential upside, now you can't lose. Because even in failure, you'll have been passionate about what you're doing. You'll be serving somebody with what you're doing. And then if you get the business side right, then you can also get rewarded. And also with social media, man, we're living in a time where doing the right thing is the greatest marketing message. So if you really believe in whoever it is you're trying to serve, make that your marketing message about how much you believe in that, about how your product solves that problem, how it elevates them in whatever way, right? I mean, look, it can be ice cream. You can be like, I'm just trying to cheer somebody up. But if you really believe in that and really understand who the customer is, whose life you're trying to make better, then now you're going to go all in with passion. And if you don't have that, you will quit. It's just too hard to get good. You've got to, whatever you're approaching, you've got to act like you're trying to be the GOAT. You've really got to go for it. You might not make it, but God damn, you've got to play at that level. And if you don't care, No way. I mean, Kobe played like the GOAT, right? So if you're not on that level, odds are you're not going to make it.
2 questions left. One is, what essential core habit have you consistently done that has contributed to your long-term success?
I get out of bed in 10 minutes or less. I don't lay in bed. That's it. I get up and I get to work right away. Just hyper efficiency. And then I do everything I can to optimize my mind so that I can think clearly and be sharp and fast. So I get a lot of sleep. I make sure I prioritize that. My diet is super on point, and I make sure that I have real love in my life. If you don't do that, man, it really messes with your head.
There's one video I watched when you were speaking. You said you used to wake up every day and lay there in shame.
Yes.
Right?
True. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And what pulled you out of that?
It was literally the shame. I just got so ashamed of myself that I was like, I've told my then girlfriend, now wife, that I was going to make her rich, but I was laying in bed for 4 hours a day. I'm like, that's never going to make her rich. I know that. So I need to stop lying to myself, to her, to whoever I'm lying to, and get up and get going.
And that was you, like you said in your speech, being too attached to a certain emotion and not.
Yeah. Well, so what you're talking about is like, you really have to be careful what you allow yourself to believe. And so in that moment, the thing that got me out of bed was I chose to believe that I could get better. And so I didn't have to be afraid of whether or not I was any good right in that moment, which is what I was hiding from. I could just say, yeah, fine, you suck now. That is what it is. But you can get better. Not only tomorrow, you can get better today. But you've got to get up and get after it.
If you could say one thing just to wake up someone who's living underneath their potential and is just kind of waiting on something, what would that be?
Just to tell them you're having a biological experience. The human animal is designed in a very specific way. And that way is that you're able to learn. Better than any other animal on the planet, you're able to learn. So humans, the average human, the dumb, boring average human has the greatest capacity for change of any animal. So what did you do today to make a change? Because cool, I get it. You're lame. You're not cool yet. Understood. Neither was I. I got a 990 on my SATs. I took it twice. So look, man, nobody expected me to succeed, but I finally realized, oh, that's because I'm not impressive now, but I can be impressive in a year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. I can be unstoppable. And I just went after it, man. I just chose to believe that was true. And I went after it with everything I had. And so everybody went from, he'll never make it, to, oh, I always knew it. It was like, get out of here. You weren't saying that. Like, I'll tell you that much.
This is more of a one-liner answer. I love your motivational videos so much, the ones you did. Favorite quote? Just end it with your favorite quote.
Kobe Bryant, booze don't block dunks.
Thank you for your time, Tom. What a way to end it with the GOAT himself, Black Mamba. Hope y'all enjoyed that interview with my first billionaire, Tom Bilyeu. It was a pleasure. Don't forget to like, turn the notification bell on, and subscribe if you haven't already. What is going on? Just playing. Thank you for watching. Check out my next recommended video here, and I will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye-bye.